Creatives, welcome back. Joseph Sarkar here, and this is day 3 of our lockdown series where, we find ourselves in a very strange situation. I hope you're all well and safe, but most of us are trapped with nothing to do but play that piano. So I'm putting together 14 videos of daily tips and tricks you can use to just sit at that piano, play for hours, play beautiful music, get creative, and just have some fun. So today, something totally new, totally different. Hopefully if you're a beginner, you're just starting out, this will be really good for you. So we're going to introduce our very first black key. So we're going to move away from C major and we're going to move into the key of D major, okay? I want you to get your right hand into this position here, stick the pedal down, and all you're going to do is take any of these 5 notes, like this, and play them at random, okay? And it doesn't matter what order you do it in. I just want you to forget about the world, enter into a little bit of a flow, just making your fingers do what they're told, building the connection between your brain down to your muscles. Try not to think of what the next note's going to be, or try and get to a stage where you're not thinking of what the next note's going to be. It's just nicely sitting and just creating a bit of an ethereal sort of sound, okay? You can do this as fast or as slow as you want. You can start just by going up and down, like this, and then just changing it a little bit. The idea is we're just building up that familiarity with moving those fingers to create little patterns like this, okay? So, you might get bored with that pretty quickly. Without any accompaniment, that can sound pretty strange. It sounds a little bit, Christmassy, a bit bland on its own. So that's the first stage, right hand, really get familiar with it. But then we can turn that literally from something that sounds pretty repetitive and bland to something that sounds like a really nice piece of music by just bringing our left hand in, right down to the bottom of that keyboard, because it sounds epic and it sounds big, and that's what we want. We want to add that epic grandness to our playing, and we're just going to play octaves. If you can't play octaves, don't worry about it, just play single notes. But octaves, Ds, like this. And you set that right hand off doing its thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And now move to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're just going to move between Ds and Gs. That's it. And when you first start doing this, you might find that those right hand patterns that you're coming up with don't sound particularly pleasing. They don't sound particularly nice. But the more that you do this, the more you get familiar with this process of what you're doing, the more you will tune in to what sounds good and tune out of what doesn't sound good. And the idea eventually is to just come up with little 8-note, 16-note patterns that you can repeat over and over again that you're really happy with, that you sound really nice. That's the idea. And you can imagine, you just in this position, you can create, a mathematician might shoot me in the head, but you can create infinite of these, right? So I'll play around with that a little bit more. And this is the kind of thing that I want you to go after. I'll play it a little bit faster this time so you can hear it in context and hear how it could be a really nice piece of music. But you start out really nice and slowly, build it up, and this is what we're after. Sounds like this. So notice how I've developed a little pattern there. Okay, so that's the idea, but you know me, as I'm just playing that, Something's entered into my head and I just have to show you, I have to get it out of my head. Once you've got used to this little position here in the right hand and you are nice and familiar with that, just use this first finger and occasionally just dip it over the top to that C sharp there, okay? And that just adds a little new dimension in, something, a little extra little ingredient into the pot that is this exercise. So there we are, nice little trick for you. Sit down at the piano, put it into action, put in some of the work, and see if you can start just playing around with that right hand, getting creative, and then once you're familiar with that, add in that left hand, add in the beef, add in that accompaniment to transform it into something that sounds a bit more epic. Really hope you liked that. That's the end of day 3. Join me tomorrow. In the meantime, check out the Best Adult Piano Practice Plan, information box down below. I hope you're well, I hope you're safe. Like this video if you like it, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow.